in Abuja. Mr. Solomon, who represented the Senate President at the event, noted that the persistent strike actions by the Academic Staff Union of Universities have had tremendous impact on the quality of education.
Call on the federal government, the members of ASU, the 36 state committees to urgently come to an agreement so that our students can return to their schools. We should evolve a policy of keeping all our children in school, especially the girl child, to minimize most of our social problems, such as militancy, terrorism, insurgency, prostitution, and ignorance. Attention should be placed on timelines for completion of academic programs, which at the moment are usually delayed by strike actions.
Well, relative calm has returned to the University of Lagos, which was thrown into chaos earlier today following attempts by students to show solidarity with the Academic Staff Union of Universities over its ongoing industrial action. The students of some other universities, led by the leadership of the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, had stormed the Yaba campus of Unilag, but were prevented from gaining entrance into the institution. Armed security agents were seen at the gate of the university to prevent the situation from degenerating into violence. The students are asking that the federal government accede to the demands of the striking lecturers or face fiercer protests on October the 1st.
The large number of students that turned out here earlier has been dispersed by the police. But this few remain unshaken. All they want is to return to school.
Today, the strike is 86 days old. Unilag is a federal university because the strike was declared here. And up to today, nothing has been done by the federal government. I mean, the only place where we can commence a protest or a rally in Lagos State is also go back to that venue and remind members of ASU and remember of the federal government that students are tired, students are frustrated because we are not sure of when the strike will be called off.
Tomorrow morning, some set of crowd will be here that will be surprised. We will shock everything till October 1st.
Till October 1st, yes.
We believe that this country, we should be celebrating something at the day of our independence. It is not the time we should be crying that the social institution that Obafemi Awolowo recognized as a tool for social development is being decrowned, is being thrown to the floor, is being stumbled. A professor is crying to receive his salary. Then a school leaver certificate who happens to be in office is now trampling on them.
And as the umbrella body of Nigerian students, they play the big brother role by making demands for their colleagues in other institutions.
We are here because of the hike in school fee of LASU school fees, which has been increased by 750%. It is so saddening that they are trying to deprive the masses from education.
The chief security officer of Unilag, however, dissociates the students of the institution from this protest. But that defense didn't last for too long.
It is the management that is foreshooting that. They don't want students to be involved in knowing what happens in government and other struggle, other education we should acquire access so that one day we won't come back to ask for where is our union? The union that has been pocketed and repulsed it has been paused for years.
The threat by the students to return come October 1st to this particular location may spell more trouble, but it is hoped that the federal government and ASU would find an even ground to resolve their disagreements. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
Well, not many students can endeavor to engage in odd jobs such as bricklaying, packing waste, or working on daily pay basis at construction sites. However, some students of the University of Jos defied all odds to get meaningfully engaged in various vocations to earn money while the industrial action persists.
It's no more news that university students in federal institutions across the country have been out of the classroom for the past 2 months. But these students of the University of Jos, instead of becoming a burden to their parents or tools in the hands of the devil, have decided to engage themselves meaningfully to earn a living.
Yeah, well, there's so much. I cannot give you the accurate number. Okay. We just want to assist since the ASU is on strike, and in fact, to feed has been a problem to them. They approach us that we should assist them, so we've been assisting them. And at the end of the day, we pay them their stipend.
The students share their experiences and the motivation behind getting engaged instead of roaming the streets.
Because of the strike, that's why we're working here. I've worked here for like 2 months. We are not wasting our time out there doing rubbish things that will not favor us. Try and do decent things, I mean.
We have to come here to, like, first of all, our own daily bread. So it will not be funny anyway. Really, they are delaying us in terms of our academics. So we really plead with the government to do something on it, to find a lasting solution to the strike, so that at least we can come back to school again.
Negotiations between the federal government and ASU are still on. Maybe at this point, reason would prevail on both sides so that the students can go back to the classrooms as soon as possible.
I'm now being joined on the news at 10 by Dr. Karo Obinaka, ASU's chairman in the University of Lagos. You're welcome to the news at 10.
Thank you very much. Good evening.
Well, ASU members have been on strike for almost 3 months. Parents are distraught, and children or students, I should say, are supposed to be in school. How are we going to resolve this situation?
I'll put it this way. We have to be a little much more honest. Red herring from the part of government, propaganda, blackmails will not solve the problem. There are facts on ground, and I think if we face the facts and try as much as possible to address those facts, the issue will be resolved. I want to reiterate that ASU does not have this agreement with government. We have an agreement with government, and we are calling on government to implement that agreement. On behalf of Nigerians, not to please ASU, to please Nigerians. And that is what our plea. Because if you look at the contentious money released, a chunk of that money is going for rehabilitation, renovation of hostel. All the universities were given 2 billion naira each to reconstruct new hostels. That is not for ASU. It's for poor Nigerian students. You can see students doing menial jobs. They are not children of senators. And so what is the big deal? Revamping our educational system.
Well, it's 86 days, actually, and this deadlock persists. Now, could professional negotiators make a difference? And what would be the options?
This is based on assumption that the agreement was not based on some quantum of professionalism. The agreement itself, as far back as 2009, took 3 years for it to be brokered. And we had sufficient professionals headed by Gamaliel Onosode. And so there was Babalakin there. Government had advisors, Julius Okoje, that is creating more problems today as if he never knew about the agreement. We had a need assessment, and it was carried out by professionals and experts and presented to government. 2009 to 2013 is quite a lengthy period for any serious-minded person to implement an agreement. That is the point the union is making.
Well, let's bring this back to today. And NANS mobilized students to protest. This is happening in Lagos for the first time since ASU struck this time. I know it's happened in some other states. But what else can we expect if this face-off continues?
Now, unlike before, the union actually deliberately shielded students out of the whole matter. But the campaign started that ASU was on this thing for personal reasons, and the moment they pay them, they call up the strike. And so we have to take it to the students. We have to make the agreements available to them. And they saw fast that this thing is about them. It's not about us.